Today, we're diving into a massive deal that's making some serious waves in the precious metals world. Wheaton Precious Metals just placed a multi-billion-dollar bet on silver, and we're going to break down exactly why this is such a huge signal for the future.
So it all kicks off with a pretty basic problem that's affecting, well, just about everyone. The demand for silver is absolutely exploding. I mean, it's a critical component in everything from our phones and EVs to the solar panels that are powering our green energy future. The world wants more and more of it, but finding new, high-quality silver is getting tougher every single day.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Wheaton's own CEO, Randy Smallwood, laid it out perfectly. There's a real supply and demand squeeze going on. And that's forcing the smartest companies in the game to get really creative about how they secure their supply for the future.
Now, this whole challenge has given rise to this absolutely brilliant financial model, a way for companies to get their hands on huge amounts of metal without ever owning a single piece of heavy machinery. It's called streaming.
So what in the world is streaming? Well, think of it like this. A company, in this case Wheaton, gives a mining operator a big chunk of cash up front, and in exchange for that capital, they get the right to buy a slice of that mine's future silver production at a huge, fixed discount for years and years to come.
The process itself is actually pretty simple but incredibly powerful. Step 1, cash goes to the miner. Step 2, the miner uses that money to dig the metal out of the ground. And Step 3, the streaming company gets paid back, not in cash, but in physical metal at that pre-agreed super low price. It's a genuine win-win.
And this is really where streaming starts to look like a genius move compared to traditional mining. A streamer gets all the fun of rising silver prices, but they get to sidestep all the massive operational risks and the day-to-day costs of actually running a mine. You get direct exposure to the commodity, but with a much, much smarter risk profile.
Which brings us to the main event. Wheaton Precious Metals just used this exact model to pull off one of the biggest deals this industry has seen in a long time. Let's get into the numbers.
They've teamed up with an absolute titan, BHP, the largest mining company on the planet. The deal gives Wheaton access to silver coming from the world-class Antamina mine down in Peru. Now, what's interesting is that Antamina is mainly a copper and zinc mine. The silver is just a byproduct, and that's exactly what makes it the perfect target for a streaming deal.
The scale of this is just staggering. The deal kicks off with an upfront cash payment to BHP of $4.3 billion. Just let that number sink in. This isn't just a casual investment. This is a monumental bet on the future of silver. And here is the beautiful part. In exchange for all that cash, Wheaton gets to buy the silver for just 20% of whatever the market price is. So if silver is trading at, say, $30 an ounce, they're picking it up for just $6. That is an incredible profit margin just baked right into the deal. The amount of silver we're talking about is just as impressive. This one deal is going to add an average of 6 million ounces of silver to Wheaton's production every single year. To put that in perspective, that's a massive, immediate boost to their entire operation from a single transaction.
So what does a bet of this size actually get you? Well, it's about way more than just ounces of metal. It's about locking in high-quality, reliable, long-term value for decades to come.
The impact on their asset base is just immediate and immense. This deal adds 66 million ounces to their proven and probable reserves. That's silver they know for sure they can mine profitably. And on top of that, it adds over 100 million more in potential future supply. With one signature, they've secured their silver pipeline for a very long time.
And they're not just buying into some new, untested project, they are doubling down on one of their absolute best assets. This new stream literally doubles their total silver take from the Antamina mine, bringing it to a mind-boggling 12 million ounces a year. From now on, Antamina is going to be a true cornerstone of their entire business. By 2030, this one single mine is projected to contribute nearly a fifth of the company's total production. That shows an incredible amount of confidence in this one asset.
And why wouldn't they be confident? I mean, look at this thing. Antamina is a fortress. It's a low-cost, long-life mine that's been a proven winner for over 2 decades. It's got a mine life planned out to 2036 with room to grow, and it's all backed by the biggest, most reputable miners on the planet. It doesn't get much more solid than that.
Okay, so let's pull the lens back and look at the really big picture here. This deal isn't just a win for Wheaton. It's a huge, flashing signal about the future of silver itself.
And this quote from the CEO is the ultimate validation. When BHP, the biggest miner on Earth, chooses streaming to unlock value, it confirms that this model has officially hit the big time. It's not a niche financial tool anymore, it's a premier strategy used by the very top players in the game.
So let's bring it all home. We started with the problem of silver scarcity, and we've just looked at a multi-billion-dollar solution. This is the smart money in action. You're seeing the biggest players in the resource sector locking in their future silver supply right now at a fixed, low price for decades into the future.
And that really leaves us with this one final thought. This isn't just about moving numbers on a spreadsheet. It's a massive bet on a deeply optimistic long-term view of silver. So the real question is, when you see a $4 billion move of this magnitude, what does it signal to you about the future value of this essential metal? The one that's not just a safe haven, but is literally inside the technology that powers our everyday lives.